Number 5, Honourable David Parker.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Finance. Does he stand by his statement, quotes, "I think there's going to be an expectation, particularly for those people with skills that are in demand, that they will be doing better than zero pay increases"?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Yes, Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Finance, in the context that they were made, and I would point out that in the year to December 2013, and I hope we don't have to repeat everything from the last question, average weekly earnings rose 2.8%, while consumer price inflation was only 1.6%. For the members opposite again, 2.8% versus 1.6%. So on average, wages are already increasing faster than inflation. That's, of course, according to the Quarterly Employment Survey, which is the best source of wage movements and has been used by successive governments, including the last Labor government, as the basis for setting paid parental leave and New Zealand superannuation.
Supplementary question, Honourable David Parker.
What level of pay increase has he or the Treasury recommended to the State Services Commissioner for public sector workers such as police, teachers, firefighters and nurses to receive in the coming year?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Finance, I don't have that matter to hand, but I think it's important to expand on the Minister of Finance's comments, because he was saying that for people with skills in demand...
Order. Point of order, Honourable David.
The Minister started by saying he didn't know the answer to my supplementary, and I think that's a sufficient answer to my supplementary.
On this occasion, I think we've had quite a lot of figures bandied about, and I accept the point the member's making. Further supplementary, the Honourable David Parker.
What provision has he made in his budget for the wage increases that he's promised everybody?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Well, Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Finance, of course, the budget each year contains provisions which are different for different parts of the state sector in terms of wage rounds occurring in that year. And then obviously in the out years for subsequent wage rounds. I don't think it will be the wisest thing in the world to suggest to put those numbers out in the public domain right now, because those are all subject to negotiation. But I will say that the Minister in his comments was expecting that the demand for skilled people in particular would continue to rise, and all employers, public and private employers, would have to be cognisant of that as part of the package of wage rounds.
Supplementary question, Honourable David Parker.
Why is it that under his government, public sector CEOs get $50,000 per annum wage increases, while most workers get close to nothing?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Finance, I'd really want to know the source of that comment from the member, because we have a number of situations recently where those things haven't added up. I mean, I saw one today where it was suggested there were 37,000 less people in the Labor 15 to 19-year-olds employed than 5 years ago, fewer if you like, and actually it turns out that they were in education or in fact didn't exist, and that's the quality of analysis we're getting from the opposition.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Honourable David Parker.
Do I take it then that the Minister is ignorant of the fact that under his government a large number of public sector CEOs have had increases of $50,000 a year, while most workers are getting nothing or close to it?
That's right. Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Finance, the member needs to actually quantify what he's saying. Yes, different people get pay increases at different times for different reasons, and the reality is that occurs across the public sector at different times. In fact, the entire public sector has shown great restraint through the global financial crisis, and that has helped the whole country balance its books and put us in the strong economic position that we are in today, which we would not have been in anything like a stronger position under Labor and the Greens.
Mr Speaker.
Point of order, Honourable David Parker.
In response to an earlier suggestion you made to a point of order to one of my colleagues, I used up a supplementary to try and elicit from the Minister as to whether he accepted there had been $50,000 per annum increases, which he denied in an earlier answer. I've had to waste the supplementary. I still haven't got that acknowledgement, and I would ask you to ask the Minister to address the question I asked.
No, the Mayor, in my opinion, the Minister has addressed the question. The essence of the question, do you take it that the Minister is ignorant because of? And the Minister then went through and gave an answer that addressed the question that had been asked. Question number 6, Melissa Lee.